Welcome back to Extra Medium Skills. I'm building an R3 powered race bike with a Triumph Speed Triple frame, GSX-R front end, and a 2015 Yamaha R3 motor. On this episode, I'll be finishing up brackets for the coils. I need to make a mount for the battery. And then once everything's hooked up, I'll see if I can start it. First bracket today, I think, will be the bracket for the coils. I'm going to mount them both on the same bracket, but at offset distances. About right there and right there. And then we'll need two at the bottom. I don't know where I want the bottom though. I think I'll wait to do that. So I have the coils mounted now, just utilizing one piece of aluminum strap. So I have two bolts at the bottom to keep it rigid, so it won't sway back and forth. And up top, I've offset each coil. So this one is on this side, the other one's on the back side, with spacers and bolts through there, with nuts on the back so they don't loosen up. On to the next. All right, so great news, everyone. I'm going backward, and I forgot to mount the bracket for the starter relay, the starter solenoid. So I've gone backward and attached it to the right-hand side radiator bracket, which is simple hole through, and threaded that. I'll put a nut on the back of that, so I can fit this onto these prongs. All right, now moving forward, I promise. I'm going to mount the battery right here on the left side of the bike, kind of similar to a Ducati, underneath the fairing right here. However, it will be a little bit close to this head pipe, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up with heat wrap. So while looking for material to make the bracket for the battery on the left side of the bike, I found this old piece of aluminum that was a Cobb heat shield for WRX. And I had taken some chunks out of it for other various brackets. And what was left was this shape, which when mounted right here, will make a perfect perch for the battery on the side. This is why you don't throw things away. This is mounted securely from the top. Putting arm back to this part of the motor. It'll come up and support it that way. It's really late, but I have finished the bracket and the wiring for the battery. I run the positive up and across the top of the... I've connected the battery to the starter solenoid. I'm going to put the tank back on and try to start it. Now that I have the tank back on and all the electrical hooked up, it should start. Excellent. Now that I know it starts, I've taken off the ECU and I've sent it off to be flashed for all of the upgrades and for basically the race package. Anyway, thanks for watching Extra Medium Skills.